At 6 p.m. on August 28th, 2023, and I'd like to call the City Council meeting to order. I'd like to invite Pastor Cody Ezure from Cornerstone Word of Life Church to come forward to give the invocation.
So join me in prayer, please. Father God, I just thank you for this amazing time that we have to come together and hear out issues within our community or plans moving forward. I just pray that the City Council and all those that are in charge of decision making are led in this process. Father God, I just thank you that they are led by your Spirit and ultimately the greater good for this community that will help us live peaceably, help us have a prosperous future. I just thank you for our time here, Father God, that everyone is blessed by it and blessed moving forward, and safety all around. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mayor Finley.
Here.
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Here.
Councilmember Spears.
Here.
Councilmember Powell.
Here.
Councilmember Shaw.
Here.
Council President Bartlett.
Here.
Councilmember Denzine.
Here.
Councilmember Seifert.
Here.
And we are all present. Amendments to the agenda.
Move to approve.
Oh, I'm sorry. sorry. Hold that thought.
Yes.
Okay.
We have three items that have been requested added to the agenda for the night. First would be resolution number 2023-215R. This would be for the authorizing the streaming and archiving of tonight's tonight's work session, so that be archived. I think there was a
Where's it going to go?
Under my line item.
Okay.
Yes. So that would go under President's line. Then we have two other items that we would request be added to the consent agenda, and that would be resolution number 2023-294-R. That is authorizing funds from Council Special Projects line item for the purchase of two portable picnic tables in the amount of $3,300. Apparently there's a chest inlay on the top of them, but they're picnic tables. And next we have resolution number 2023-295-R. This is authorizing funds from Council Special Projects line item for the construction of a kennel on Celtic Drive in the amount of $14,000. So these would be the three additions.
What was the last resolution number?
Oh, I'm sorry, that was 2023-295-R. And we have copies of each of the resolutions that should be in front of everyone on the dais.
Okay, thank you. And with that, the agenda is approved. Next, we'll go to approval of minutes number 2023-08-WS from August 14th.
Move to approve.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Ready for a vote.
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell. Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine.
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, minutes number 2023-15-RG from August 14th.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, sir. On the consent agenda, page 4, where it talks about the Infinger progress payment and the Madison Branch Blvd roundabout, the word branch has been left out of the name of the street. It should read Madison Branch Blvd, not Madison Boulevard.
Okay. And with that correction, you got that down? Okay. We're ready for a vote.
Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Same.
Councilmember Denzine.
And the motion passes. We do not have any presentation and awards, so we will move to public comments on agenda-related items. Please come forward and state your name and your district and the agenda item that you are speaking to, and you will each have 3 minutes. We have one comment card turned in, and he will go first. John Cole from District 4.
Yes, thank you. My name is John Cole. Mr. Shaw is my council rep, and I live at 1070 Browns Ferry Road in Madison. A week ago, or actually 13 days ago, was wreck number 5 at that culvert bridge. So that's 5 wrecks. In fact, I want to give the city council a copy. I prepared a factoid sheet here.
I can pass them down if you want, save some of your time.
We'll pass them down.
I have plenty more for the audience as well. Okay, so since I moved in my house roughly June 2019, there's been 5 accidents. There's pictures of the accidents. They're all hitting that bridge. So the question I have is this. Number 1, when is the bridge going to be replaced? What is the current timeline right now? I know the resolution was passed last meeting, the day before wreck number 5, to buy that property. So when is the bridge going to be fixed or replaced? That's my first question. And then I have 7 points I'd like to make. Speed limit there is 40 miles an hour. It is too fast. The new pavement, that area became the Indianapolis 500, all up and down between Gillespie Road, where it connects over to County Line Road, all the way to Balch. Over at Balch, there's a hill, there's a blind curve. When you come around, when wreck number 5 happened, it's 7 in the morning. My daughter's waiting at 7:16 in my driveway. There were other cars coming, a school bus, everything, and cars had to slam on the brakes until the area was cleared out. So we need something out there, signs or something, get people to slow down. Mose Chapel Road, for example, that T-bone's in there for that 1 mile stretch between Mill Creek, Mill Road and the elementary school, and Browns Ferry Road is 30 miles an hour. That's residential, all kinds of residentials. When you look up and down Browns Ferry Road between Balch and Gillespie, all kinds of residential areas. All right. Radar gun sign, that was put out last year. I'd like to see that out there some more. Just 2 days ago, my wife and I witnessed a minivan speeding at least 60 miles an hour, just going, this is during the day. New warning signs, blind curb coming off of Balch, I've already mentioned that. Some type of speed bump, I know some folks don't like that. Some type of audible marker on the road, a rumble strip or something before and after the bridge on either side would be helpful. Road reflectors need to be replaced on the road itself when the road was repaved. Prior to that, after wreck number 4, reflectors were put on the road. There's no reflectors after they paved it. Street light in the area, I know maybe Ms. Spears was District 2 last year after wreck number 4. Somebody over here mentioned there needs to be a light out there. That was 14 months ago, no light. And last, I'm requesting more Madison Police Department patrols with citations because people are flat out driving too fast. I understand that's a personal thing, but it's a safety issue. Any questions? I am done. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else who would like to address an agenda-related item? Please come forward, state your name, district, and the agenda item.
Jennifer Coe, Ashley Estates, District 5, Council President. First, I would like to start with the consent agenda. Minor league baseball expenditures. Taxpayer is nickeled and dimed almost every 2 weeks. $4,700 for evaporative cooler, $6,700 for batting cage lighting, $1,600 for a fence for minor league storage. Why does the taxpayer get stuck with the bill? Team expenses should go to team. When they leave to go home, they should take their stuff home with them. We, the taxpayers, aren't responsible for them and all of their stuff. Ball Corp, Jeff Showalter can pay for it. Number 2, public hearings. Weed abatement. One question. Why are we holding a hearing and assessing a lien on a vacant lot? After this lot was abated in June, something looks wrong here, very questionable. The documents associated with the resolution 2023-259R give the owner of this vacant, heavily wooded lot 14 days from the 13th of June to contact city or show up to a hearing. Did we hear from the owner? Did they receive a notice by certified mail? Since no one lives at that address at 180 Dusty Trail and the mailbox isn't even facing the road, I have questions about why this administration, who charged a stupendous administrative fee, didn't research that the landowner's correct address is in another city. That is unethical to charge an administrative fee and clearly did not even do the research. And then threatened to add the assessment back to property taxes. I move that the council should table this weed lien since clearly the city didn't do their due diligence. Engineering, Resolution 2023-281R, authorizing a professional services agreement with TTL Inc. in the amount of $22,500 for development of construction of plans to remove fill dirt at 180 Rainbow Glen. Why is the taxpayer on the hook for this? Are we assessing the owner at 180 Rainbow Glen? This $22,500 project looks like it stems from a flooding issue. And under planning at Acadia at Arlington Park, proposed ordinance 2023-180, vacation of floodplain easement. City just allowed a developer to build 100 houses or townhomes in a floodplain. The entire site plan is covered in water. It's all blue. So the planning decided to rely on a 1998 FEMA letter it's a LOMA letter. Did anyone in the building or building code enforcement revisit this issue while these townhomes were under construction? Because I'm just wondering, where is all the water going? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Coe. Anyone else like to address the council on an agenda-related item?
Margie Daly, Karen's District. I'd like to speak on a couple of things. I'm going to start from the bottom, 275. We're vacating an ROW, which would be the connector road from Cliffs Cove to Magdalene, or whatever that next subdivision is. So my question is, why are we going to give away another ROW? And this will make it so that there'll never be a connection from Cliffs Cove to any other subdivision, which was in our plan. Okay, then, and they got 4 public notices and papers, and they're getting a public hearing when other stuff that comes up here doesn't even get a public hearing. Then 164, we can't usurp the state rights on the historic cemeteries. Then I got 180 and 246, Arlington Park, Hill Chase, and Heritage Hills, vacating floodplains to build on. Let all the other neighborhoods expect they may be flooded during this construction and rerouting of the water and waste lines, because that's what's happened to every other neighborhood that you vacate floodplains. Okay, the E, F, and G, it's, I don't know, maybe 15,000 going to the stadium this here council meeting. We're going to give $4,749 to a company called Big Ass Fans, so that the batting cages or wherever it is, they get nice airflow. When we cannot even put HEPA filters that were free of charge in the school system for the kids to breathe easier. But we're going to do this for the baseball players. How sad. Okay, so for the public record, we're also going to light them up. Now, we've taken away our safe street lights due to the city's neglect to ensure millions were paid to the Resco consultant to do his job. It's now partial causation, resulting in more MVAs, fatalities, unsafe roads, and promoting crimes in our neighborhoods where there are black holes with no lighting. It's wonderful this council prioritizes the lighting and repairs for the batting cages above the safety of the citizens and all that drive on our streets, like County Line, Walter Anna, Hughes, and Browns Ferry. All the lights were changed. Okay, this supposed MLB angels are, and I'm going to leave these articles with the clerk, because the mayor has resigned where the Angel Stadium is, and the Angel Stadium is crumbling. It needs $150 million in repair, and I have the article. And they're not mandatorying the city over there do anything for them. They're saying the baseball team has to pay for it. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else who'd like to address the council on an agenda-related item? Please come forward, state your name and district, and the item you are referencing.
This is Linda Toysh. I own the property at 180 Dusty Trail, reference 259R. For the assessment on the weed control, I was mandated by the city of Huntsville through Judge Wolf to tear down the house on my property. At that time, the court hearing, he said that I could leave that property natural. It did not have to be
Now,
picked up.
ma'am, I just wanted to let you know we're going to have a public hearing on that particular item, and you'll actually have more time to speak at that,
Okay.
unless you just want to speak now and not, but we're going to actually have a public hearing on this, and you'll have more time.
Yes, I don't need much more time, but that's fine.
Okay, all right, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the council on an agenda-related item that's not covered in the public hearing? Seeing none, we will close the public comments on agenda-related items and move to the consent agenda and finance committee report.
The committee has reviewed all the, current and periodic bills to be paid and found everything to be in order. With that, I'd like to move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and we've added items M and N, which were walked on from the council special projects fund. Is there any discussion?
I do have a question.
Okay.
Concerning the authorization to solicit bids for repairs to the Main Street Cafe. It's rather vague. What exactly are we looking for there? What work needs to be done since they have already reopened? I'm just interested in what's new. What is it?
As far as, he's got the list.
Okay.
What we have is, we had an adjuster through AMIC who went out and was able to assess last Wednesday what was the remaining scope of what needs to be done, and he was able to provide us with the specifications for everything that needs to be done going forward. We had issued one bid, but that was 100% of the work, so we had to go back out and identify what was remaining. So when we bid this out, somebody doesn't bid and then find out, 10, 15, 20% of it's already been performed. So we pulled that bid and we reissued it with those specifications that the AMIC adjuster gave us last Wednesday. But as far as, if you want to know the specifics, I don't have those specifications here with me as far as what's remaining. I want to make sure I'm answering your question correctly.
Okay, well, I don't know. It just was very vague here, and I had no background, so I just was asking a question.
Okay, sure.
So I got a question about that one too as well. I'd like I don't know if we can take that one off and revisit it, because I think there's some questions that need to be answered about it, about the agreements. I think I asked a question, and I think you're having to get some information on that.
And what we got here isn't a resolution to authorize anything as far as any bids. Basically, this was a notification to the council, so there's nothing for y'all to actually vote on as far as that goes. But yeah, we can proceed with any discussions that you might have as far as any of that to proceed forward.
So we can leave this on, do what we got to do.
Yes. Solicit bids. He said just to solicit bids, not to approve them.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Are you ready for a vote?
I did want to mention these couple of donations. There was MC Fluor in the amount of $25 and L. Tucker in the amount of $30 that's going to the senior center. And then we had an anonymous donation for Safe Haven for the installment of an infant safe box, estimated cost between $11,000 and $16,000.
Okay. Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine.
Nay.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
And the motion passes. Presentations and reports begin with Mayor Finley.
Just two quick things. We had the opportunity a week ago Thursday to celebrate Madison at Toyota Field. I really appreciate the Madison Chamber for putting that on. The two main messages that came out of that, and you can go on, I know it's on our Facebook page, on our website. First, 40 years of growth that in essence have been managed by a lot of people. We're sitting up here now at this time, but over the last 40 years, people have made decisions and kept us going both on the school side and the city side. And the first video was basically a reminder of what all's been done, and in essence, a thank you for that. Second part of that was the things that this council has put in place that it will continue to move us forward. So anybody who wants to go to our Facebook page, our website, we had the opportunity to celebrate Madison. Thank you to the Chamber for helping with that. Secondly, we're working on budgets. Budgets are in the mayor's office right now. We hope to have that to the Finance Committee by the end of this week to continue the schedule that we've tried to work on. But again, thank you to all the department heads and Roger for and John Howard in finance for helping to make all of that happen. That's it. That's all I have.
Thank you. District 1.
Yes, just wanted to say several of us attended Dale Strong's Washington Update. Very appreciative to the Chamber of Commerce for inviting us to that. Always good to know what's going on in Washington. Maybe not always good to hear what's going on in Washington, but still good to know what's going on in Washington. And echo the mayor's response about Celebrate Madison. Fabulous event. Great turnout. Many thanks to Michelle and her staff at the Chamber for putting on this event. It's a huge undertaking. And then want to give a shout out to HR. They offered employees health screenings the last couple of weeks, and just want to say thank you to them. It helps keep our employee costs down, our insurance costs down. Our insurance is a great benefit to the employees, and thanks to LG HIP for also offering this. It's just a great preventative type program, and that's all I have.
Thank you. District 2.
Yes, I would like to also echo how wonderful the Celebrate Madison event was. The Chamber really did it up fabulous, and there was a lot of good news. Also, on that note, good news, you can join BJ's, which is coming in November, over on Madison Boulevard in the same, I think it's Spencer Square. It's where Dirt Cheap is. There's a membership office there. You can go ahead and sign up and get your membership, and you get extra coupons and stuff so that you can spend your money in Madison. That's all I have.
District 3.
And it's cheaper now than if you go later.
True.
Yes.
But, I missed last meeting, so I wanted to apologize for that, but I was out of town working. I did want to thank Kent since he's here. Public Works always works hard, you know, trying to keep things clean so water flows and we don't get a lot of flooding and that kind of thing, but, you know, sometimes there's just a lot of water. So the other thing is, if you're setting things out, don't set them in the gutters because it stops the gutters up, and that causes some of that to get into the drains. Drains can't flow, and so that's kind of part of that. That's all I've got.
Thank you. District 4.
No new business.
District 6.
I would just like to comment on, I went to the groundbreaking for Kids to Love. They're putting in an extra warehouse space. If you're not familiar with it, they work with the children who are, you know, in homes and stuff. They are so loving, and one of the big programs they do is the Santa program, where you can donate items and they can give them to the children. And it's just a wonderful organization, and I was so glad to be able to go to the groundbreaking and see that they're able to expand and to do more for the children in this area. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. District 7.
No new business.
Under my line item, I have first 2023-238-R, reappointing the presiding municipal judge, Thomas Parker Jr., and associate municipal judge, Karen Ryan.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine.
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes. I next have under item B on my line item that was walked on, number 2023-215-R, authorizing archiving of the video from the work session this afternoon.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine.
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
And the motion passes. We do not have any board or committee appointments, and so we will move to public hearings. We will begin public hearings with this resolution that's dealing with the assessment of weed liens on the following property within the City 180 Dusty Trail. We've been presented with itemized reports showing the cost of removing these weed nuisances. These reports have been previously sent to the owners of the lots. We'll now have a public hearing on this matter. And now it would be the time for the property owner or anyone in the audience. We'll begin with the property owner and give you the time that you need.
This is Linda Toyce. I own the property, and my notice that I got was mailed August 15th. So there's not been any. This is the first one. That property is supposed to be able to be left natural, not have to be kept up, per Judge Wolf. I went to the municipal records this afternoon, and they could not get in here to get the records because you all were meeting in here. And she said she's going to let somebody know that she was working on it and that she would get those papers in the morning, and she's going to mail them to me, or I could come pick them up to show that I had a court order that could stay natural. So can we adjourn this till I have those papers to show you that I have a court order that I can leave the natural?
Mr. Kilgore, could we continue this particular public hearing to give her time to?
I think that might not be a bad idea.
Okay.
I will say this, that as far as everything that I've reviewed up to point, I think we've met everything statutorily, but of course we want to see whatever that she has to provide, and we obviously want to make sure that, that she received the proper notice.
Okay,
I have not. They have, all the stickers are back here where they tried to, but I've never signed for it.
I'd be happy to talk to you.
Okay, so we'll take that offline. Let's entertain a motion to continue.
Move to continue this resolution
In public hearing.
in public hearing.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Wroblewski,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
And the motion passes. This item is continued. Thank you, ma'am, for coming.
And how will I be notified?
Mr. Kilgore will get with you, and he will let you speak to him about your notices and how you'll do that. Okay, we're going to give him just a minute because he's covering for court. I'll tell you what, let's move to engineering. We're going to skip court for just a moment and move to engineering. Is that okay?
All right. First, I have resolution number 2023-260R. This is authorizing professional services agreement with Mullins LLC in an amount not to exceed $2,800 for legal descriptions and exhibits for temporary construction easements on the Kaiser Greenway project. This to be paid from the engineering department budget.
Move to approve.
Okay, motion by Shaw, second by Powell. Any discussion? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, next is resolution number 2023-267R. This is presentation of the transportation plan for the 2019 gas tax funds for fiscal year 2024. This is the funds that we get for that gas tax, part of the Rebuild Alabama tax, and in the past we've used that for repaving some collector roads. This is the one we're looking at for the coming year, is to start work on widening the bridge on Waltrana Drive. It's about 1,000 feet north of Mill Road intersection with Waltrana. This is one of our only 3 remaining load-rated bridges in the city, so if we can get that replaced, that would be good for a myriad of reasons. It'd also support possible future improvements on Waltrana, adding sidewalks, widening the road, that kind of a thing, so kind of break some of that cost up. The estimated budget for fiscal year 2024 is $362,807. I got that number from Finance, Roger and those guys. Estimated cost to get the design done, which is our goal for this year, would be about $80,000, and then taking the remainder and leaving it in that fund, rolling it forward maybe for a few years until we can save up enough money to actually pay for the reconstruction of that.
Move to approve.
This is the location of that bridge.
Second. Is that's over Mill?
Pardon?
That's over Mill Creek?
Yes.
Okay, motion by Shaw, second by Powell.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
How can we say that we want to use this in 2024, this money in 2024, when we have not seen the CIP for 2024? How do we know this is where we want to use this? I mean, don't we need to know all of the projects that are planned so that we can say, yes, this is a priority?
Can't hurt.
I mean, we've been asking for a CIP for a while, and we still haven't seen one. So,
when you say asking for a CIP, what do you mean?
They want in the budget all the things that you've presented that will come to the Finance Committee next, at the end of this week.
I mean, it's in that. It just hasn't been presented to you.
The answer is we probably need to continue this until
That's fine. The reason we're doing it right now is because we're obligated to do it before.
I think you're supposed to do it by the end of
We
August.
have to do it by the end of August, and so that's why we're having the presentation now.
Yeah.
Whether this is the required presentation of the plan. My understanding is that the plan can change. So if it turns out that this is not what we do with the money, I think that it can be changed going forward, because there'll be another presentation at the end of next year.
That's
I'll
correct.
report on how we actually did spend the money versus what the plan was.
What I was going to say was, this is basically us trying to set a plan for what's estimated to be the gas tax going forward. Then in January, that's when we come back to give you a detailed report as to what was actually spent to the dime. This is basically just the perspective as far as what we plan to spend, but obviously if that's not an agreement, then we can go back to the drawing board and put together another.
Yeah,
Placeholder.
yeah, I have to present, we have to have a plan, and this is what the plan is. So as Brian was saying, at the end of December, I'll bring you back an accounting of what we spent in fiscal year 2023 for that project, or for that budget year. And then we'll do another one at the end of next year, to talk about what the actual usage was versus what the plan was.
Has the bridge been inspected and pseudo failed? Is that a
No, ma'am.
rush on it,
No,
or
ma'am.
like a safety issue?
No,
Or
ma'am.
so this could be considered a placeholder for those tax funds.
Why did you choose this particular project?
Well, we know that one priority, talking with planning department and public works department, and just from what we've heard from the community, that widening Waltran is a goal long-term going forward, and one major hurdle for that is this bridge. The bridge is too narrow. We can't widen the road based on the way the bridge is now. We can't add sidewalks. There's really nothing we can do. And so this was the idea here was to go ahead and break up some of that cost. Go ahead and get some of it paid for, get it started, and then that way, once we're ready to widen it, we'll already have one of the major hurdles out of the way.
Okay, that sounds very logical.
That makes sense to widen the bridge first, because, you know.
I mean, it's going to be a big pill to swallow when it's time to do it. And if we have to do the bridge and everything else, we also consider traffic control and all that stuff. It's going to be a major project that has to be done. I don't want to get to a point where we're stuck on this and we have a road project that's sitting for 2 years. I don't know if you guys can relate, but.
The sooner we start our Montreal, the better.
Well, as long as this can be revised after we actually see the CIP list, then I'm okay with voting on this tonight, but it would be a whole lot easier for us on the city council to be able to make decisions and know that we're making the right decisions if we had the information before we have to vote on something like this. That's not your fault, Michael, I understand that.
We can actually, I'm not even sure if this is something that needs to be voted on. Brian could probably clarify that. I'm obligated to make the presentation, but I don't even know if action
We
does.
do it
Okay.
each year. Since it's been passed, we have to do it.
You can wait.
Okay.
What are they going to do?
Pardon?
I think if you want to wait, I mean, it can go either way. I mean, it can be revised. I understand what Ms. Spears is saying. We don't have all that information yet. I can't bring you a list right now of what's in the budget. So I mean, I couldn't give you one. This is just where they want, it's a placeholder for the gas tax.
At the end of the month, which is, you know, right here, then as long as it can be revised, I'm okay with us voting on it tonight.
Yeah.
With the understanding that we might have to revise it after we see the final list.
So
That works.
So move to approve the option to revise at a later date.
Which we always have. Okay.
Does that sound right?
It's just a plan. Yes, yes, sir.
I think the original motion and the second is fine.
Oh, okay.
And with our actions tonight, I think that we have complied with the Rebuild Alabama Act as far as presenting of the transportation plan. The approval of the plan is just gravy, but I think that we've done what we need to comply at this point.
Okay.
Very good.
I guess.
Okay, so we have the original motion and second. Are you all ready for a vote?
Well, I guess, I mean, just to add, but, I mean, gentleman over here brought up a bridge on, Browns Ferry that, if I remember right, is very similar in construction to that. Now, I know Waltriana is the main thoroughfare, but, you know, when you look at the two, I mean, how do you choose between one or the other? And,
Well, one thing about it, I was going to ask.
I'd say these are sort of unrelated. This one is not a dangerous bridge. This is, like I said, this is to preempt a large project to widen that road.
which is, I'll just say, is a long ways away.
Sure.
Probably a lot further than needing to replace another bridge.
it's not really on topic, but we have funding in the budget, and actually we had funding in last year's budget to replace the bridge, the bridge on Browns Ferry, right?
Yeah. Which I was gonna ask at some point when you get done, if we could give an update on timeframes for the Browns Ferry one, that'd be great.
I can.
Okay, now we're ready for a vote? Go ahead.
Aye.
Aye.
President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Aye. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
And the motion passes. Next.
All right, next I have resolution number 2023-273R. This is authorizing professional services agreement with SMME, an amount not to exceed $34,180 for environmental consulting services related to outfall inspections. This is to be paid from the stormwater budget. These are annual inspections that are required by ADEM, part of our MS4. We do these every year, budgeted in stormwater from the very beginning.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second by Wroblewski. Any discussion?
It's just all down here on this end. Everybody's working down here. Those guys will wake up in a minute.
Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next.
All right, next is resolution number 2023-276R. This is acceptance of Bartlett's Crossing Phase 1 into the City of Madison Maintenance Program.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion?
Everything's ready to go. You're happy with the,
Yes, this one can't get approved soon enough. Lots of residents trying to move in over there.
okay.
Okay, ready for a vote?
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, next is resolution number 2023-278R. This is authorizing an agreement with the owner of property located at 102 Castleberry Court to indemnify the city for any damages or changes related to a retaining wall placed in the city's easement. This is retaining walls that were built on this lot, unpermitted. Came to find out that they weren't permitted, they were within easements, and so we've been working with our attorney's office has been working with the attorney's office for MU to try to get those indemnification agreements, the verbiage of those agreed upon. We've also reached out and talked with Limestone Water and Sewer Authority. We've also talked with Athens Electric. So everybody's in agreement that the walls can be in place. If they have to be removed for maintenance or any other reason, then the owners will be responsible for rebuilding those walls.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a question. Is the reason that we need to have this spelled out because there's so many entities involved?
Right.
Okay.
Because
normally,
Like, did the
in an
homeowner build the
easement,
walls on accident, or did they have it constructed out and built?
I won't speculate on whether or not it was an accident, but a lot of times we'll get these kind of walls that are built in easements on the side yard without permits, and we can tend to go into those agreements just kind of with ourselves. Those tend to just be our deals. The major issue here is they built this one along the front easement, and all those other entities are in there. It's on top of the electric main, for example. All the water service lines go through there. The meter's actually behind the wall. I mean, it's right there on the right-of-way line. So that's why it's been spelled out this way. The homeowner built it.
Okay. Ready for a vote?
I guess them moving it, it's just not, I mean, this drives me to no end, because
I agree with you 100%.
What's wrong is wrong. I mean, they should move the wall.
And I will say that this puts the onus completely on the owner. As far as if there's any need to get to those utilities, they will have to tear down the wall at their cost.
Yeah.
So
it's written in there that it's the owner's responsibility.
The next owner is going to get
Well,
screwed on this.
it's not even the next owner. Are there any neighbors that this is causing pain for?
So the major wall issue, again, is right on the right-of-way line, so it's right in the back of the sidewalk. So if this one does fail, it goes into the right-of-way, not onto a neighboring property. So it becomes an issue where the city would probably have to clean it up if it were a wall failure.
How we approve that?
How do we approve that? We don't approve that. They just build it.
It wasn't, that's the point.
But we're approving it if we vote yes on it. We're saying, yeah, that's fine, go ahead and do it. They have to move the
Well,
wall.
it already exists, so we're just saying you don't have to tear it down.
I mean, they're going to tear it down eventually.
Should be built properly or not built.
I can agree with Greg a little bit on this one.
Pardon?
We're bar in trouble. We're bar in trouble. Period.
I don't disagree with you.
I don't see how that you can improve the wall when you know it's in the right of way that if it fails, it's falling on city property, then we got to go clean it up.
It's not built in the right of way. It's on the right of way line, so it's entirely within that. But it's entirely within the easement. Yes, sir.
Have we had complaints from the neighbors on drainage or anything that's causing them problems, or is this simply how do you even find out that this has occurred?
They came in to try to permit the wall after the fact. The walls were built. It was found during, I think, a building inspection that the walls were there, not shown on the plot plan. So the contractor who's working on the house came in to try to get the walls added to the permit, and that's how it was caught in that way.
So they built the wall, or we built the wall?
We did not build the wall.
Oh.
Now, this is a situation with a property owner. A lot of the times, the developer sells it, and then a builder comes in and builds several houses, and the builder's on the lot. In this case, the citizen bought the lot, purchased the lot for a custom home. They've hired a contractor to come in and do it after the fact, or after the house was permitted without the walls on there, and then the walls were found after the fact.
What's the difference between this wall on the right-of-way line in the easement, on the edge of the easement, versus a privacy fence on the edge of an easement? Wall fence, what is the? I mean, people build their privacy fences in the middle of easements all the time.
We don't have a permit for fences. We don't require a permit for those.
But we're not permitting this. We're just.
Well, ultimately, here's the process. When this gets approved, and it gets agreed, you guys approve it, we sign the agreement, we're going to give it back to the property owner. The property owner is going to take it to Limestone County Probate and record it with the deed. Once they get it recorded, they can reapply for their wall permit, including the agreement, and then it'll go through a review process, and it'll likely get approved. So while you're not technically permitting it here, as you say, this is the last step for them to get that approved. I will say that to build the wall, how do I put it this way? To build the wall out of the easement entirely, the house is built too. So to build the wall out of the easement, the way the house is built now, I don't know that that's necessarily possible. Now, could we venture into some kind of vacation of easement situation? We could probably go that way, make them take the wall down and move it back some of the way. We'd still be in a situation where we'd have to approve this kind of an agreement. But the property owners have elected to go this route, bring it to you guys, and so here I am.
I agree with Greg, though. You're solving the problem for the immediate homeowner. The next homeowner is the one that gets the shaft.
Well, it's not so much the homeowner. To me, it's the neighbors of the homeowner, which in turn, that's if somebody buys it, they'll know that this is a part of it. Where we run into areas of concern, and we have other places that we're managing within the city right now, is when somebody puts something in the right of way and it's causing drainage concerns. So that's why I asked the question: have we had any of those?
I don't think this will lead to a drainage issue.
It's autonomous from what you guys are saying, but still, we have some others that they put it in there, and Dustin and team and Michael are having to go in and do the very same thing.
We are
rip the whole
chasing
thing out. We
we
don't care how much you spent. You may have to rip it out. You're causing pain for your neighbors.
Yeah. And we have to chase these easements around, and it's a retaining wall ordinance, I think, would be an appropriate path to take after this is done, to do something globally to take care of retaining walls. But
I think ultimately you have to do the right thing. The right thing is not to pass up somebody else's bad decision on another person, which is what you'd be doing. So.
And the taxpayers also would be paying.
We wouldn't be paying for this. The way it's written is that the owners have to remove the wall if it needs to be removed. The owners are on the hook for that part of it. Okay. As far as passing on a problem to somebody else, I don't necessarily see that, except that now you have almost a precedent for a wall in the situation, so that would be a problem.
Mr. Kilgore, do you have something to add?
I do, and also to point out, Michael said that this has to be recorded with probate. So what's going to happen here is there's going to be notice to the next, any prospective owner that this is an encumbrance upon that property. So that would at least provide them notices and run with the property once they're filing. That's one of the reasons that we required that aspect of it. So you're right. I mean, if somebody looks at that title and says, hey, I see this, I know this is going on, but I'm going to buy the property anyway, that could very well happen. But that component would at least give them the notice so they're not walking into this blind as far as the next owner.
If we decline this, do they have to move the wall, or they have to move that?
If you guys decline this agreement the way it's written now, then I wouldn't be able to approve the wall permit. I'm not sure what the next step would be after that, though. They might appeal. They might try to come down, but I'm not sure.
So, okay. Did the homeowners know, now their contractor built the wall, correct?
They built the wall.
Did the homeowner build the wall, or did the contractor build the wall?
So again, in this scenario, the homeowner purchased the lot directly from the developer. This is not a situation where a builder bought the lot and built a bunch of houses. The property owner bought the lot. They own the lot. They hired a contractor to come in and build a house. They built the house. The contractor added a side retaining wall, and according to the contractor, the homeowner independently hired the same wall guy to build the front wall. Okay? But neither the front wall nor the side wall, supposedly built separately, were permitted. Neither were included on the plot plan for the building permit.
I just don't think we should be issuing permits after the fact. Cows out of the barn.
Right.
I mean, if this was a safety issue, we wouldn't do it. I mean, if a homeowner went and built their house and didn't put in, the right fire, codes or whatever, we wouldn't approve it. No. I don't know. I know how to vote, but that's all I got.
Okay, and so if this vote fails and you are not able to grant the permit,
right,
then are they out of code? Would it have to be taken down?
Well, it would, the permit, right, ultimately, something else would have to change, because right now they wouldn't even be able to schedule their final inspections. So there'd be no chance for a CO the way it is right now. So some other option would have to be presented, or take it down.
Why I'm trying to think, if I'm a homeowner and I'm building retaining walls, and I get a contractor, and the contractor comes in, I'm expecting that contractor to do the due diligence, to know where the property line is, where the easement is.
They hire laborers to go do that.
Basically,
that's where all this gets sideways. We see it all the
they
time.
tried to act like a GC, and they didn't know what a GC does, and they didn't get the right permit.
To be fair, the GC also built a retaining wall on the side that was in the easement.
Well, see, so there's multiple issues here. You got the side walls, which were built by the contractor, the front wall, which was built by the laborers, but still, shouldn't the contractor be fined for doing something without a permit?
Another can of worms.
That would probably come from the building permit. I don't know the answer to that.
It's obviously not.
Okay, I think we need to go ahead and take a vote. We got a motion and a second, and we're ready for a vote.
Councilmember Spears?
No.
Councilmember Powell?
Nay.
Council President Bartlett?
Nay.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Nay.
Councilmember Shaw?
Nay.
Councilmember Denzine?
Nay.
Councilmember Seifert?
Nay.
Motion fails. Next.
All right, finally, I have resolution number 2023-281R. This is authorizing professional services agreement with TTL Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $22,250 for development of construction plans for floodway fill removal at 180 Rainbow Glen Circle, to be paid from the engineering department budget.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions?
What is the history on this one?
Good question. So last summer, residents purchased the adjacent lot, consolidated into their residential lot, and then filled the floodway. So they put in several hundred yards of fill within the floodway in the stream, filled that area up, did not get a permit, did not get approval from FEMA, did not do any of those items. Came in a couple of weeks later to try to get a building permit for an accessory structure on that area. It was noted in the hallway, actually. They kind of self-reported that they filled that flood area. And so since then, they've had a code action on them. It's gone. We tried to work with them about how much fill you need to remove and what that needs to be. They went through a whole process of trying to get no-ride certificates from professional engineers, which they were unsuccessful. It went to court the first time, let's see, in April this year. It was continued 1, 2, 3 times, I think, trying to give them opportunities to make progress, work with, find a contractor, get some work done. They never did. At the last court date, which was the beginning of August, it was by agreement the city is to work to fix the problem, and the defendants will reimburse the city for the cost, and it was continued again until the first week of October. So this is the first step in order for us to determine how much fill to be removed, any kind of core or other permits that need to be done to do this work, reestablishing stream banks. So this is just to create the plan to get the fill out.
And then they'll reimburse us.
Well, that's my question. Shouldn't this be their responsibility?
That it has.
And the court has ordered them to reimburse us for the total cost of having to do this. So we do have that order in hand.
I just have to.
And we went, and we jumped
file a lien.
tried every other possible manner to try to get this resolved. Unfortunately, they created this situation. But yes, we have the order, and they're supposed to reimburse us.
And can we file a lien if they haven't reimbursed by, is that property tax time when they have to pay liens?
Well, we can file a judgment lien against them. So, but
it might be able to work out a payment plan or something like that before we get to that point.
We have a lot of options once we file.
The point is they've had a year to address this. They haven't done it, and this is the first step to figuring out how much we need to remove. Once we get those, this will give us a plan. Then I can bid it, get somebody to come in, remove all the fill, reestablish the stream. It's a major FEMA violation. This is something we absolutely have to address. So.
Can we tag a completion date on this, that they have to pay us by a certain date, or we file a lien?
We could. We could go file the lien immediately after, if they fail to pay upon the date that the court ordered. Okay. So we have all the leverage in the world as far as how to modify that.
Okay.
But we have to vote on it first. Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Y'all ready? Ready for a vote.
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Aye. Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
The motion passes.
And can you give us an update on the Browns Ferry Bridge timeframe?
Sure. The resident called me last week, and I spoke to him about this, and I'll give you guys the same update I gave to him. We, at the last council meeting, we approved the purchase of that other piece of the right-of-way, so the next step is we can coordinate with utilities to relocate those, cut down trees, and we can start getting into the bid process. I can't tell you exactly how long that's going to take, what it's going to be, but we're progressing through, the required, steps to get through that. We've got it in the budget for this year, so you'll see that to be funded to do the bridge replacement.
We look forward to seeing that.
I got one quick question about the last resolution.
Okay.
So how do we go about the process of going to start the reimbursement? Do we have to wait, or can we start?
First, we have to go through the court process. There's some motions that we can file with municipal court if they fail, and then there's a process that we could go through as far as a lien against the property itself. But I think first we probably have to try to seek some remedy, or at least seek some sort of, payment plan or et cetera, whatever is acceptable to the city through the municipal court since it entered the order. That's how I think we should proceed with it.
Because apparently these are not folks that move quickly, so I'd like to move quickly. However we need to do that.
Yeah. Can you keep us posted on that too, Brian, where we're in the process? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. Yep. We had skipped court item A, so Mr. Kilgore, do you have that covered?
Fire was already up.
I'm sorry.
Fire was ready to go.
Always.
We have proposed ordinance number 2023-261. This is the first reading of this was last council meeting, and this is amending the municipal court schedule of fines to include new offenses enacted by the Alabama legislature. Basically, we have two new offenses that needed fines, so we just had to add that to the schedule.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion?
I had a question. Concerning like section 2, it says with no fine less than 50 and no more than 200. What's defining what that is going to be? The judge is defining what the fine is? He's given a range? Is that what this is about?
I'm sorry. Basically, what you have is the Alabama legislature passed, two new offenses that said that they're, and I can't remember the exact amount of this offense, but I believe if it's we'll just say $50. If it says $50 fine for this new offense, then we have to insert it into our schedule, say, here's the offense, and here's how much we have to pay. So that's why we have to amend this every time the legislature puts these new fines in that may come before the municipal court.
Yeah, but it says no less than 50, no more than 200 per offense. So there is discussion in whether it's 50 or 200. I'm just wondering who's deciding that.
Usually these actions, it's within the judge's discretion to determine how much the fine is, if there's a range. But I think that both of these items that we're adding is a certain amount. So I think both of them, and I don't have it in front of me, but I believe it's either $50 or $100, and this is the fine. I don't believe there is a range on these two new offenses we're adding.
I just read what it said. With a fine of no less than 50 and no more than 200 per offense.
That would be within the discretion of the judge.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine?
And the motion passes. Thank you. Fire.
I'm just asking for your consideration to approve Resolution 2023-284R, authorizing a contract with Safe Haven for the installation of an infant safe box to be installed at Fire Station 1. That'll be installed with donation money. Kids to Love has run this initiative through the whole state, so we're putting these in various fire departments in the state, and we will only have a $300 a year update fee from here out.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Wroblewski, second by Spears. Any discussion?
Happy to see it.
Yep.
Thanks, Chief.
Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief, for this.
Eagle.
I have resolution number 2023-282R. This is authorizing a quitclaim deed to Varden LLC and property located at 8721 Madison Boulevard for the purpose of clearing a question to title for the Wyndham Garden Incel. What we had here was, we now have a hotel that's basically derelict now, I guess. It's going through a sale process. There was a title that was run on this, and they had a quote-unquote question as to whether the city had an interest going back to 1985. What happened was there was a revenue bond that the city didn't properly file a satisfaction with, and that created this question. We don't have an interest in the property. This thing sold back in 2013, went through the title process, no problems, but this time they flagged it, and they had to cancel their closing on the property. So all we're doing here is just doing a quick claim to make it clear on the record that we have no interest in this property. There's nothing there for us to give away, but this just makes it clear, as far as the title report. And this will clear the way for the sale to go forward and for us to have development.
Move to approve.
Second. Motion second. Any questions? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Wroblewski?
Aye.
Councilmember Spears?
Aye.
Council President Bartlett?
Aye.
Councilmember Powell?
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine? Councilmember Seifert?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Planning. We have proposed ordinance number 2023-180. This is for vacation of a floodplain easement on a number of lots within the Acadia at Arlington Park subdivision. You can see the purple outlined area. This portion of the site was in the floodplain. The developer, so when the plat went forward, per our regulations, a floodplain easement was placed on it, which would preclude development until FEMA had approved a Lomar F, which they basically raised the site up to get it out of the floodplain. And because that has been completed, we can remove the floodplain easement. So we are recommending approval of this.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, motion second. Any questions? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Next item is proposed ordinance number 2023-246. This is for vacation of a portion of utility and drainage easement in the rear yard of Lot 3 at Heritage Hills subdivision. You can see the hashed area there. The homeowners are looking to do some improvements in their rear yard, and this portion of the easement is not needed for utility or drainage purposes, and so all of the parties in terms of utilities and staff are recommending approval.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Seifert,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Your next item is resolution number 2023-274-R, and this is to authorize a permissive use agreement for the placement of a sign that would advertise both Town Madison and BJ's Wholesale Club within the city's right-of-way along Graphics Drive. You can see that red rectangle there. So the property just directly to the north is where Twice Daily is, just to give you some orientation. So the city's regulations don't allow signs to be in the right-of-way, nor in easements. For this particular sign, we had previously identified a location in a different place that wasn't in the right-of-way. However, there's been some ongoing intersection improvements there at Graphics and Waltriana. Utilities have changed, drainage has changed, and as a consequence, we can't have the sign where they were anticipating to have it before. So they are requesting to locate it in this place, which happens to be in our right-of-way. And because our regulations don't allow that, we're coming to City Council to see if you want to allow for it. The permissive use agreement makes it clear that if we have to remove the sign, or Madison Utilities has to remove the sign for any reason, that we can do so at no, we don't have to replace the sign. And they also have responsibility for maintenance of the sign.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any questions? Ready for a vote?
Councilmember Wroblewski,
Aye.
Councilmember Powell,
Aye.
Council President Bartlett,
Aye.
Councilmember Spears,
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw,
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine, Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
And the last planning item is resolution 2023-275-R, and this is to set a public hearing for vacation of undeveloped right-of-way on Griggs Road and Concord Drive, and you can see the exhibit there. The hashed area is the portion of Griggs and Concord, and what has occurred is someone has purchased these three parcels. I'll do it over here too. These three parcels, and they plan on building a family home, one house on that area. And because they want a larger, property for their home, they're asking to vacate that right-of-way. Madison Utilities and the city engineering staff have determined that that is not needed right-of-way, and so we are supporting this request. Per regulations, this has to be advertised 4 times, and notices are sent to the adjoining property owners before you would have a public hearing on this. The public hearing, if you adopt this resolution, would be set for October 9th.
Where will the house be going?
We do not have a site plan as yet, and it's been a while since I've been up there to see how the land falls. But I'm guessing, you know, it's maybe somewhere where the road was going to be, but I don't know, and we don't have a site plan yet.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Ready for vote?
Councilmember Powell.
Aye.
Councilmember Spears.
Aye.
Council President Bartlett.
Aye.
Councilmember Wroblewski.
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw.
Aye.
Councilmember Denzine. Councilmember Seifert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And finally, Public Works.
Favorite department for the night.
I just have one proposed ordinance. It's first reading. It's amending the grounds regulations for cleaning and restoring headstones in our city of Madison municipal cemeteries. This is due to the fact of people coming in and just doing it how they want, and we need some kind of direction where we can keep up with them and guide them to where they don't destroy what's there. It's first reading on it.
Okay, just first reading.
Also, I do have one, the web address or URL that's in this ordinance is misspelled. Cemeteries does not have an A, it's all east. Lisa's got it.
That goes straight to legal, and I'll make sure that we get it revised.
Thank you.
It had nothing to do with that.
Okay, thank you, Kent.
Thank you, Kent.
Yeah, I didn't notice that because I don't spell well.
Well, if you try to go to the website as it is, it will not take you.
You cannot get there from here.
You can't get there from here. You can spell it correctly.
Checking,
Well,
Connie.
let me on school board.
Okay, now we're at the portion of the agenda for additional public comments. Everyone has 3 minutes to speak. Mr. Cole, you had turned in a card earlier and checked both boxes for general publics and agenda. Did you already cover everything at the beginning? Okay, just want to check and make sure. Hey, we can't wait to see that in the budget ourselves. Okay. All right, so anyone else who has not turned in a card, please come forward, state your name.
Margie Daly, Karen's District. Okay, so I just want to go over this again with the MBL, and I did give the article to Lisa. Apparently, in Anaheim, California, where the Angels Stadium is, the mayor has resigned because he took campaign donations from the baseball to push through million-dollar projects. Kind of sounds familiar, but he is no longer the mayor because of it. So I left that article so you guys can read that. There is no mandatory thing that we have to add a $6 million extension because there's 10 teams, AA's, in the Southern League that are saying no to MLB. We will not put any more money, and our stadium is probably the newest. So why we would insist that it's mandatory, and there is no mandatory thing that we need to put another $6 million or $5 in the stadium. I'm very happy to see, again, that we can pay big-ass fans for a fan to make the baseball players breathe easier, but not our children get HEPA filters that were free of charge, that you just had to get somebody to change the filters, and we couldn't do that. But thank God those baseball players are going to breathe easier. Okay, the fence by the cemetery, the iron fence, was a mandatory thing. Now, Mary Beth is saying that we're going to wait for the planting before we secure the cemetery. I mean, come on, guys, give us something. Give us something that looks nice in our neighborhood, because right now our neighborhood is a mess. The roads haven't been paved in 30 years. The railroad tracks have eroded because of Mill Road shanty shacks over here. So please, at least put the fence by the cemetery, and let's not wait for the plantings. Okay. So, also, my Freedom of Information requests have been denied by Mr. Kilgore on his speculation that it's only curiosity that I have filed these Freedoms of Information. Believe me, it is not only curiosity, and his speculation to that is ridiculous. And I don't think it's a reason to turn down my freedom of information. I got 7 turns downs in last Friday, 7 in my inbox saying, you are not entitled to freedom of information. Where is our First Amendment? Where is our 14th Amendment? Equal rights to all. We have equal rights to the freedom of information in this city. We are city residents. We own homes here. We live here. We have the right to know what the city is doing, how many new employees, how many new departments, so on and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Daly. Anyone else who'd like to address the council, please come forward, state your name and district.
Good evening, Jocelyn Brower, District 4. I wanted to thank you for live streaming the work session earlier this evening and agreeing to archive it tonight. I wanted to know if you would post the revised map on the city's website. I would also request, and the reason I say that is because even though we can see it on the screen from our video, we can't see the map as it's posted on the wall or on the video. So if we could have a map for that for citizens, that would be great. And then can we make sure that the streets are readable on those redistricting maps for the citizens? I've noticed on past maps, they've been blurry and you can't actually read the names of the roads. So citizens can't tell exactly what district they're in. I have been asked by people, is it going to be substantially different? And yes, I mean, of course it's going to be. We have a lot of more citizens. I also wanted to ask you if you were going to hold any town halls. I know Huntsville did that, and they were able to get some citizen input and back and forth feedback. At this point, the company doing the maps has taken council's input, but did admit in the last work session that citizens' input has not been considered at this point. So that's all I've got for tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just to address your issue about the map, it's been posted online all week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The one that was here tonight?
Plan 3
Okay.
that we were discussing, it was posted in advance. You can expand the map to read any of the streets that you like. So that's
okay. Perfect. I will check that.
We have posted the schedule for our public sessions. We've already had some. We've already been taking comments. And actually, I don't think that's quite accurate. I think they did take into account public comments because that's what led us to have map 2 that took into account growth areas. I think that was one of the most common comments that we heard from the public. We also had emails from you and others who were forwarded or copied to the consultant.
Yes, absolutely. I sent an email, and you allowed me to ask a question at the last work session, which was amazing. I appreciate that.
Anyone who was here in the work session after council got to ask their questions, everyone got to.
Yes. But the person who was doing it, he was looking for your approval. I know he did certainly take into account former Mayor Kirkendall's opinion that you should have less citizens in some of the large growth areas.
Yeah, it wasn't just former Mayor Kirkendall. There were a number of people who were observing.
He echoed what several in council we had already said. It was just we'd wait until you guys.
It's on video, so I mean anyone can review it and see it. That was just my feeling. My feeling was, and he answered my question. We were looking for your approval first before it moved to citizens.
Sure, and we have a public hearing posted before we would ever vote on it. We have the whole schedule on that website.
Okay, so you will be taking in public comments, and that map can still be changed at this point due to citizen input. I just wanted people to know. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Just wanted to make sure you knew it was on there. Okay, do we have any other miscellaneous? I'm sorry, is there anyone else from the public? I'm sorry. Okay, we're done? All right. Oh, no, you are? Okay. Okay.
Jennifer Coe, District 5, Council President. I would like to ask her, submit for one more time that we do reevaluate the street lighting issue because it's going to get dark earlier and it is hard to see out there since the new lighting is probably half the wattage that we had previously. And it really is a public safety issue, and maybe we could consider putting some of those strips, the illuminated strips or lines in the road and reflectors. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else who has a public comment? Seeing none, we will close public comments. Any other miscellaneous business or announcements?
You were gonna, confirm the date, oh, never mind. No September work session, right?
Well, sort of, we
Okay.
moved the budget discussion.
That's true, right.
I don't know what we're calling it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna get that notice out and we'll
Very
get to
good.
discuss the budget when we see it, after finance gets it.
Motion to adjourn? Is that,
Yes, we are
motion to
adjourned.
adjourn.
Thank you.